Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the Ordinary Boy Boxing channel. In today's quick pick video I'm going to be giving my quick pick for the upcoming fight between Terence Crawford and David Avanesyan. The fight goes down on December the 10th at the CHI Health Centre in Omaha. So going into the fight, Crawford is 38-0, Avanesyan is 29-3-1. The previous opponents for Crawford going into this fight, the three previous opponents, again is another name that I'm not going to be able to pronounce. He beat by TKO in round 9 someone called Egidvius Kavalaskias. Sorry to you because I've absolutely butchered your name. But he beat him in round 9 by TKO. He then beat Kell Brook by TKO in round 4. And finally, the most recent outing was he beat Sean Porter by TKO in round 10. Going on to Avanesyan. He beat Metz by TKO in round 1, Liam Taylor by TKO in round 2, and Josh Kelly by TKO in round 6. Obviously, I had them wrote down there because especially that first name for Crawford's quite a hard one to remember, as you can appreciate. So yeah, we have this fight. We have Crawford versus Avanesyan. Again, I'll say the same. It's not the fight we want. We want Crawford versus Spence, but we're not getting it, so we're getting this fight instead. I'll say the same again as I said about the Thurman fight, actually. I don't think it's that bad of a fight. I think the Thurman one will probably do better because Thurman's a bigger name, but Avanesyan is someone who should not be slept on at all. Don't get me wrong, while David Avanesyan is no Errol Spence, he's not a joke either. The 34-year-old American-Russian boxer, well, he's a former WBA regular welterweight champion and the European welterweight title holder since 2019. And he has won 6 consecutive bouts via stoppage, including three of those were upset victories. Avanesyan, he won the European 147-pound title by dethroning, I'm going to struggle with this name, Kerman Lijaraga, sorry, via 9th round TKO in March 2019. He then went on to beat Lijaraga in a rematch 6 months later. And then 2 fights later, Avanesyan stopped Josh Kelly, who was a secondary title holder. So yeah, he's had some good wins, but he also has losses. Obviously, he has a record of 29-3 with 17 knockouts. The record's very good, and he is on a good winning streak at the moment. So I don't think this is going to be a walk in the park by any means for Crawford, but I do think he will win. And he may make Avanesyan look worse than he actually is. I actually do rate Avanesyan, but Crawford really is in a league of his own. I think the last time I checked, he was number 3 on the pound for pound list, just behind Usyk and Canelo. So that kind of shows you the class that he's in. Crawford for me has had a disappointing career. He's not fought anywhere near as regularly as you would have liked him to, and he's not fought at times the opposition that he should be fighting. Now, I'm not sure at the moment, but last time I checked he was with Bob Arum. That may be different now, and I do blame Bob Arum for a lot of that. These fights not getting made, and often I've seen Crawford in with people and I'm like, really? Do we really need to see this fight? I mean, just looking at his last 3, I mean, Sean Porter, and then before that Kell Brook, which was a while ago, that fight. That was that 2020, I want to say? Maybe wrong, but I feel like it was like 2020. It's a lot of inactivity for someone who really should be getting boosted as a pound for pound great. I mean, it is clear to see from a boxing fan's perspective how good this man is. But he does himself no favours, or Bob Arum does him no favours with the opponents that sometimes he's getting put in there with. To me, he is deserving of the title of one of the pound for pound best. He really is. But he needs he needs that Errol Spence fight, really, to me, to kind of to bump his name up and to prove it, as he does, as Errol Spence does with Crawford. They need each other, but I do think that Crawford really, you know, my worry with Crawford is that he's going to get to the end of his career and not be appreciated for how good he actually is. His greatness may not show as much as it should, simply because the inactivity and the class of some of his opponents that he's fought. But saying all this, getting onto this fight, I think Crawford wins. Now, how is a bit of a tough one for me. I feel that Avanesyan, you know, if you just look at his last 3, all TKOs, he carries a good bit of power. I think Crawford will be wary of that. So I don't think we see a knockout in the first half of the fight. But I think Crawford is classy enough to actually finish Avanesyan in this fight. So my quick pick for this fight is going to be Crawford by TKO towards the end of the fight. So let's say I'm going to go for Crawford TKO between rounds 8 to 10. That's what I'm going to go for. That was just off the spot there, but that's my quick pick. So my quick pick for Crawford versus Avanesyan is Crawford TKO between rounds 8 and 10. I think he will outbox him, but I think he will be very, very careful for a good portion of this fight because, well, he should be anyway, because Avanesyan does carry some power. But Crawford is so classy that I think he will stop this man. I think he'll frustrate him for a lot of the fight. And then I think he'll TKO him. I think that's how it'll end. Not 100% sure on the finish of this fight, as you can tell, but I'm confident enough in my quick pick being Crawford. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get Spence Crawford next year. Anyway, do let me know in the comments below if you're looking forward to this fight. It's coming up soon, December the 10th. Let me know in the comments what your quick picks are for this fight. Do you see an upset? Also, don't forget to subscribe, it really does help the channel for more videos like this, and I do kind of loads of different boxing things, so do check out the channel to see what's on there. So yeah, please do subscribe and give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next video.